rant. Because it needs to happen once again. So we're gonna teleport right here.
This is an emergency transmission. We have confirmed signs of renewed Dark Falls activity. We are preparing an interception operation. Please prepare to deploy.
Honestly, this rant will probably go about, let's say, 40 minutes long? Yeah, the rant will last about 40 minutes. Because there's a lot to say about this fight. Maybe I'll spend the first 9 minutes praising the fight, and then give you a rundown of how terrible this fight is. Or, at least back in the day, it used to be interesting because people were running it and stuff. Let me just turn my sound down real quick. Forgot to do that.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Okay. 8 minutes. What's there to talk about in this fight? Let's see. Dark Falls is extremely irritating as a boss. And it comes down to his first phase. And while his first phase may not seem like a big issue, it's just really a matter of how long it takes. Usually, on average, this boss fight takes about, 20 minutes. 22 minutes, I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's about 22 minutes for this fight to go clean, by the way. And being that the power level of this fight, you see a lot of people running, well, bare minimum stuff. Like, this is enough for, like, a seasonal player. And when I say seasonal player, I mean as in they have seasonal armor with no other adjustments, seasonal weapons with no other adjustments whatsoever. You know. And it's a little annoying. You know, just a little bit. Because my goodness, was it bad. Because there's just the issue of, was I gonna praise this thing? Actually, before I trash it, let me try starting this again. Because all this stuff is unscripted, by the way. For starters, what was so alluring about this boss fight? Well, the aegis souls were. That was one thing. It was a special soul that worked for all classes, 0.3%. Seemed magical at point. Like, that was the one that used to be the best in slot when it comes to soul augments. So, naturally, people ran it. And stuff like that. And yet, sometimes you had some dedicated people that knew they were doing it. And I've had people actually know what they were doing. Just run through that boss. See people actually die, and we just be content about, hey, it took under 20 minutes. Great job, team. But it was something that just wasn't going to get replicated and stuff like that. Not too often. You know. Another good thing that Dark Falls Aegis fight brought was probably the most satisfying rare weapons in the entire game. And purely because of its rarity. Whatever number it is for that, Neo's weapons, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And even as a backup, they had the Neo J weapons. Neo A's you couldn't trade, but you could find. Even if you didn't find the one that you like, you could trade 5 of them to get the one that you've always wanted. And at the end of the day, isn't that all that matters? Us getting the rare weapons that we want and stuff like that. But maybe people wouldn't be so upset about weapons if, oh, I don't know. What if all of them were just boosted all of a sudden? Huh? Like, all the weapons were suspiciously boosted, and that we could use any weapon we want to, and it wouldn't have to be a matter of us just having to keep constantly upgrading and stuff. Oh, a new person. I wonder if they're gonna be doing this fight too. Well, they have a Vishmail, they have it at a 4, and I don't know, man. How the heck does this happen? You have enough money to do this, this, and this, and they have signs of there's actually no there's got to be a sign going into the freaking whatchamacallit. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. How could you have hint that you've been to the Lucille, but not actually run Lucille? Sorry, this is business. This is what I usually do, everybody. Okay, so I've already tackled 2 things. The Neo's weapons, Neo's A's and Neo J's. Even though the J's came from somewhere else, they were still a part of the Neo's A still. It was still important for them to exist. For those people's luck was really that bad, and you just wanted a really powerful Neo J weapon. I mean, you could technically call it a seasonal weapon, because there were some rare. So they had its day where it would just drop rapidly and stuff like that. And I was like, alright, cool. Neo's A's were powerful weapons. They didn't have the light element of the Neo J's, but it was just nice that everyone could get the Neo's A's. It was nice that everyone can get Aegis souls. Now, was there any other good things about the fight? I mean, I think that's it, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, there wasn't much else good about that fight. There was just the rarity of the weapon and the Aegis souls. I mean, would I dare say the damage check is an important thing too, as it gave you a good idea about how the fight was going to play out? Because if everyone wasn't organized and taking care of that first leg, you best believe people were dropping, by the way, and people would gladly sacrifice 5 minutes of their time to get a better time in a different group. Yes, there was no, like, just stick with it and that be it. Because I've rage quitted multiple times in this fight, by the way. You would think enough is enough. But Aegis souls are the only souls that, this is the only monster that drops it, by the way. And the thing is, once Aegis soul is distributed by something else, this fight might be dead. Which is why I'm very worried about this new Dark Falz, by the way. The new version of Aegis. If this Dark Falz Aegis does not drop Aegis souls, we are going to have a problem. A serious problem. It'd just be another version of Dark Falz souls is what it'd be. And it's like, I don't want to deal with that. Sure, you can repeat it and stuff, but why would I want to deal with something like that? That's so irritating. And I know I'm supposed to be praising the fight and stuff as much as I can, but like I said, it's just the 2 things, man. The damage check is just debatable. We already know how bad a damage check could be. There are hardly any situations where a person has to damage check and whatnot. At all. Like in story mode, do you have to actually worry about a damage check at all? Like, how does a single player take care of that part in the first place? I might actually have to run it again, because I'm thinking about, like, how? How does a player handle that? With that damage check stuff. And not get knocked out when they're by themselves and then just have Anna and whatnot. They probably make some adjustments and stuff like that. Can story mode drop weapons? Because, you know, it'd be great if story mode could drop the ingredients you need. Be real nice, but that ain't gonna happen because in the next few seconds it's gonna be just the I start dissing the fight right here, and it can happen very fast. You're just gonna have to look at this person. Like, this person right here has some confusing armor, by the way. Like, why isn't it not at the maximum level? Was it really the best they could do? They just couldn't get it to 60. Or 70. Yeah, they couldn't get it to 70. Just to 50. And just at a 4. Just a 4. They had enough to get a Dread Keeper, but they had to replace something. What did they replace? They had an Addy, an old Deathfire caster that's a point and less. Wow, an Amsoul, Gigas Technique, and we already know how this kind of goes. I mean, oh my gosh, man! I think he threw a Howl Finale S on that, because there's only one way to get that. He spent 700 star gems for that. That's so sad thinking about it, man. And that's another one! Good grief! Could you imagine using that many on some shit armor? I mean, at least with whatchamacallit. And this homeboy is gonna be, like, in this fight, by the way. Here it goes, people. Time to see how bad this fight's gonna be. You had the money, but where are your brain cells at, you know? Like, is he good? He might be... His weapon might actually be worse than a seasonal weapon, honestly, at that rate. It has to be weaker. It generally has to be weaker. You had the star gems. You must have had the money, too. Like, he might have found that, and found some stuff. Performers, nothing performers. Sure. Like, what's going on here? I mean, this already disgusts me already. Like, he could at least had the S on Ajax, man. At least. But he's gonna have it on the 2 fine armors, which I guess is fine, because you could find them, by the way. What's this? 6 players, and somebody wants to start already. Honestly, I wouldn't mind trying with 4 players and see how that goes. I've had situations where I would fight whatchamacallit, Zepeda with 4 player and get 10 minutes. He knew what they were doing. Like, it would work. Have I switched my classes yet? Okay with Waker. In this fight, I'm okay with Waker. We don't need Elemental down. We just need to hit this dude as hard as possible to do. That's what needs to happen. Because we're seriously running out of options here. Alright, here we go. We will armor check every single person. I'm gonna assume the person's gonna be with us, but the weapon concerns me. It's just not that great. 6 people. How did I get stuck with 6 people? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't even agree to this. Average. I'm sorry, less than average. No way. Only person who probably knows what they're doing, so I'll leave them alone. We call this above average because they have 61 and give a shit. Gunblaze, you're considered average, unfortunately. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. What the fuck is this weapon? That's a melee. Okay, okay. Above average.
Can you hear me?
Oh dear gosh.
We'll be fighting separately this time.
We'll be here, providing support.
Let's just get this over with. Maybe if no one... Yeah, if anyone quits, then I'll leave. If one person quits, I'm leaving. One person. I forgot to say left leg too, by the way. I can't have these people choose whatever they want.
Now, commence the assault.
It's surrounded by numerous other enemies. Please engage while keeping sight of the target.
Wait, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm weaker now. Okay, so I do have this version, good. I don't think I didn't have it. Let's just get 1 to 3 for right now. We'll worry about the other meter later. Come on, get it to 1 at least. Get it to 3.
High energy reading from
Alright.
aim for all targets deployed in the area.
I thought I was hitting something just now. Let me turn around. The hell are you two doing? Maybe they hit from a range, maybe. I'm just saying, man, you saw the, you saw it. Some of them were trying. Equipment-wise, that is.
Send in what you need. From the teleport.
6 to 8. Like I said. Let's see if this team is dedicated to stick around. Huh? Oops, gotta get my weapon. Because this is one of the only way to dodge. Actually, they could fix this too. Can the gun not be the only way to damage this dude, by the way? Please? I got an emergency. I can't believe it. Now I can't even blame it on them. The rant still stays, by the way, but I got an emergency.